Hello everybody, welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2020 horror film The Empty Man, a film that is directed and written by David Pryor, and it stars James Badge-Dale, Marin Ireland, Sasha Frolova and Samantha Logan. Now this film, wow, how to describe it really? It is a film that borrows heavily from many other horror films. Things like Slender Man, Final Destination, Mothman Prophecies, Wicker Man, probably two or three others. But it still manages to create its own mythology. Very clever film, very affecting film, and it focuses on, and initially there is like a 20-minute prologue in the Himalayas. We watch these backpackers stroke hikers out in the Himalayas. One of them discovers like this ancient burial site or something like that. It affects him very deeply. Strange things happen. And that is, you don't even see the title credits until like after 20 minutes. And then we are introduced to James Badge-Dale's character, who is a guy who used to be a former police detective. He's having a relationship with someone in the town, and her daughter goes missing, who he's got a good bond with. The police aren't really going to do anything, so he decides to investigate. And what he uncovers is like some kind of strange cult of people that are trying to bring forward some strange otherworldly manifestation of the Empty Man. Right, that's the best way I can describe it, and it is not an easy film to describe, to be perfectly honest. And I've got to be honest, I've heard great things about this film, so I've been very looking forward to seeing it. And I'm happy to report back that yes, this film is very, very good, very, very good. Like I say, it does borrow heavily on things that have come before, but it kind of takes little snippets and the best bits of them, and like I say, it still manages to be its own thing. And at the very core of this film, it is very frightening at times. I mean, disturbingly so. You will literally have your heart in your mouth a couple of times. There's some difficult scenes, but it's one of those films, and I commented, I think, on the channel's Facebook page when I watched this, that it's one of those films you feel like you need to watch straight away after the big reveal takes place, or everything is tried to be explained away by the end of this film. You feel like, well, I need to watch it again now for that to make sense, or you know, because while you're watching this film there are many questions that arise while you're watching it. While this guy's investigating, there are many questions. It attempts to give you the answers, but I'm not sure if it all makes sense, which is why it's one of those you immediately want to watch again. So I'm very much looking forward to adding this to my Blu-ray collection when it's available. It's quite a slow burn. The scares are definitely earned, and that 20-minute prologue really does set up the story brilliantly. And that's actually a film I would have loved to have seen. You know, that first 20 minutes expanded into a whole movie. That would have been really cool, because that was really, really good as well. And it takes a sharp turn to the left, the film, when that 20-minute prologue in the Himalayas ends and the real film begins. It's a really, really good film, nicely made, beautifully shot, very, very talented director, I think. He's definitely got an eye for horror, good writer, clever enough to know what has worked in some of the best horrors that have ever been made, and the ones I mentioned previously, and takes the best things from, you know, like things in the Candyman where you stand in the mirror, say Candyman 5 times, and you know he appears and all that kind of stuff. Well, this time round, you know, you've got to stand on a bridge, you've got to kind of blow in a bottle, and you know the Empty Man will sort of appear. And there's a fantastic scene in the film where a bunch of teenagers do just that. None of them believe it, you know. They do just that, and then you don't see a lot, but you hear a lot, and it is enough to, you know, to really give you the willies, if you know what I mean. So it does that, expertly crafts scenes, kind of leaves it up in the air, and then when all the reveals take place, you kind of like, you're trying to catch up mentally, if you like, with the film. Some might find it a little bit too pretentious at times. Maybe some might find it trying to be a bit too clever for its own boots. I really like horror films like this that don't insult your intelligence, craft a story, and don't give you reams of exposition to treat you like an infant. You know what I mean? This film doesn't treat you like an infant, it treats you like an adult. Tries to let you figure it all out, and then you know, at the very end it gives you hopefully some of the answers that you're looking for. And what I think they've created here is potentially another like great potential horror franchise. You're definitely open for more with this, I think, this film. And it's a very dark, foreboding film, but really, I don't know. It gets under your skin. The film, it did for me. It really got under my skin, and I'm not really 100% sure why. And I love films like that when you finish watching them and they still continue to affect you once the film's gone. So I'm not sure this is for everybody. There might be some that watch this and think it's too slow. Some that watch it and think it's too long. It's about 2 hours and 15 minutes long. Some that might watch it and think it's being too clever for its own good. That you've got to work. The scares are really earned. They're spread out fairly evenly throughout the film, and in between is a nicely crafted horror film for hopefully for many people to enjoy. So I really enjoyed this film. Really looking forward to watching it again. It is a film I recommend you guys checking out. So I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this review. I will be back very shortly with more content on the channel. Thanks for watching.